Hey guys, Marstingan here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so, at the start of this celebration, the Full of Surprises campaign, they did show off in the news that we are going to be getting another Halloween banner this year. This was a thing that they did last year on Global, and it was the first time they'd ever done it. It was filling in like a space in the schedule with a banner that just had a ton of Dokkan Fest exclusives on it. And the banner wasn't bad, it's just kind of a really weird time for it to come out. And this year is going to be exactly the same. So they've already teased us with the art that was shown in the news that the banner is going to have GT, Vegeta and Gohan on it. I would assume Goku as well, but I guess that we'll have to wait and see. But obviously, two very good units. We don't yet know what the banner is going to be. Tomorrow morning, the banner comes out at the same time as all the stuff with the, the Gohan EZA, Sin Shenron's EZA. So I figured I'd make a video now, because I'm going to be busy in the morning. I'll be streaming Gohan's EZA, so make sure you come by the channel if you want to see that. But rather than wait until the banner comes out and make a video, when the banner's already up and there to tempt you, I thought I would look through the banner from last year. So this is the banner from last year. These were all the featured units, and then obviously the SRs are basically just SRs you can use to raise their super attack. So I imagine we'll get a couple of those for this one as well. So what I've done is I've gone through and looked at each one of these units and then picked out their exact counterpart in the schedule for this year, to see if that is how they are going to be working the banner. And because Gohan and the Super Saiyan 3s do, the GT Super Saiyan, sorry, do come up when matching up those dates from year to year, that makes it does seem kind of likely, since we know from the banner art that we've seen so far that they are going to be on there. So there's definitely room for this to change. This is just kind of like a theory that I'm putting together based on the same units that came out at the same time last year. But because of stuff that we know is coming in the future, there might be units that they choose not to put on this banner because they're coming up very soon. Or, you never know, we might see them on this banner and then not on the banner we expect to see them on, which could then pose a difficult question for when it comes, whether you want to summon or not, right? So the first big example is the AGL Bardock. So he was the Saiyan Day unit for 2020. And of course, who was the Saiyan Day unit for 2021? In Broly, who has not yet returned on Global, I believe. His return is expected on the Super Vegeta banner, which, until we had more idea of the schedule, there was always the potential that was going to come next, but most of the evidence is pointing towards Gogeta. Some of the more reliable leakers are heavily implying that Gogeta is the next event, so we're all at the moment kind of operating under the understanding that that's what's going to come next. So Super Vegeta maybe could come in December, otherwise he'll be in January, I would assume. So that would be his when he first returned on JP. So maybe he'll take Bardock's place on this banner and then come back again that soon. I'm not too sure. But that's where one of the biggest problem lays, because this Broly is obviously very good. If you didn't get him the first time around, you probably want to try and get him, or at least buy him with coins. And so if they add him to this Halloween banner, we then don't know if they'll potentially take him off the Super Vegeta banner. So anyone who doesn't summon or doesn't buy him with coins because they're waiting for the Vegeta banner, he might not be on there, which is definitely, that'd be bad, because let's get it out of the way straight away. Even with the units that I'm going to lay out here that I think could be on the banner, I don't think you should summon on this banner. We've got Gogeta and Heroes and probably LR Janemba all coming up really soon. And this banner's going to have a lot of good units on it, but they're all returning units. None of them are new. So the great thing about that is it means they'll all be available in the red coin shop. So some of these units, like Broly, if you don't have him, are definitely worth picking up. But yeah, I would straight away say, unless you're a massive whale and you're missing copies of all of these units, so maybe you want to try throwing a couple of multis at it. Other than that, I would probably not recommend summoning. So Int Broly could be on there. Next up, we had STR Cooler. He was released in March of 2020. So that lines up with almost with the release of the GT Super Saiyans, because he came right at the beginning of March and they came out right at the end of April. And like I said at the beginning, we know from the banner art that Vegeta is going to be on there. So maybe because Broly is planning to return so soon, because obviously this is two cards coming out at the same time in the place of just Cooler. So if Broly is going to return soon, maybe they'll take him, not put him on the banner, not replace the Bardock with the next Saiyan Day unit, and just have both of the GT Super Saiyans on there. I could definitely see that as a possibility, because obviously otherwise it's an uneven number of units. So any one of these predictions could potentially just be scrapped in order to have both of the GT Super Saiyans. So the next unit up was the Kaioken Goku. He was December unit for 2019. Now, it was a global first. The year before we got hit as a global first. Last year, we actually didn't get a Dokkan Fest in December. I was looking through. We got the Tanabata, like the LR Blue, Goku, and Vegeta. And then we got the Legendary Summon banner, the Double Rates banner for Tech Super Saiyan 2 Gohan at the same time as JP. So we did not actually get a Dokkan Fest TUR, because obviously the Blue Boys are a Dokkan Fest LR. We did not get a Dokkan Fest TUR. So technically next up on the schedule would have been January's Dokkan Fest, which is Angel Frieza. So I could see Angel Frieza taking the place of Kaioken Goku on this year's banner. He is definitely another top tier unit. I've still only got one dupe in mind, so I would potentially maybe throw a couple of multis at this banner, obviously for a video because I'm a content creator, but otherwise, if I don't get him, if I do a couple of multis, he's probably a red coin option for me. Next up on the banner, we had Future Gohan, so he was released in February 2020, so that lines up with Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, who was released in February 2021. Now, obviously, he's only just recently been on Gohan's banner, so there is obviously the possibility that he's not going to come back, but even if he does, like I said, I would advise most people don't even summon on this, so if you didn't have enough red coins last time and you were tempted to get Gogeta, him coming back again would obviously be a good choice for red coins, or he could be the one that they scrap off so we can have both of the Super Saiyans from GT, because, you know, he has been on a banner fairly recently. So then next up after that, we had the Android 13. So we're starting to get into some of the older units now. He was released earlier, 2nd of April 2020. And the closest one that lines up to him now would be the Janemba and Pikkon. So again, this is another 2 units, but we do know, unless they plan to change that banner as well, that both of these units are going to be featured on Gogeta's banner, which, if that, you know, the data that we're working off of so far is correct, and that's coming out soon on Global, that's going to be out in like a week's time. So these 2 units, I don't imagine will be here. If they are, then they're not going to be on Gogeta's banner, I don't think. So I accidentally brought that tab up there. So the closest one to them would be Bojack, who came out after them. So he returned a little while ago on Global for the first time on Videl's banner, but I could definitely see him being on there. He's another, like, I want to say high tier TUR, just in terms of how valuable he is to have, because obviously his team is really good. He's only been back once, so there's a possibility that you still need multiple copies of him. So him being on this banner, he would definitely be something that would probably lure people into wanting to summon, or at least, you know, pick up a copy with red coins so you can buy the team. Time Travelers, whilst it does not have a 170 lead in the game yet, he is one of the better leaders for it with the 150 across the board. And remember, Heroes is coming up soon, and all of the Heroes units are on Time Travelers. So he definitely is a valuable unit to have if you don't have him already, possibly worth picking up with red coins. And then next up we had the Namek Goku, so definitely an older unit. He was released in October 2019. Obviously he's been back again a few times and was on the download celebration banners. So the October 2020 Dokkan Fest unit is Tech Gohan, and as I said at the beginning, we already know he's on the banner because of the banner art, so that one seems like a pretty straight swap. And then the last one is actually Transforming Vegeta. So Transforming Vegeta, I'd forgotten when I started to look for his counterpart, and then obviously got down to that part of the calendar, that he was the Saiyan Day unit the year before Bardock. So there actually is the possibility that Bardock will just replace him. And then, like I said, potentially we will drop Broly so that we can have both of the GT Super Saiyans. So those are the ones that line up in terms of, like, rough release date on both versions. So if we go through and close all of these reference ones now here. Let me close this. Gohan 13. I don't think we're going to get Janemba and Pikkon, so I'm going to close them. And then this guy, and then probably should have left Bardock open, since I think he might replace Vegeta. So then the banner would be looking like, potentially, AGL Bardock, Int Broly, Int GT Vegeta, Physical GT Goku, Physical Angel Frieza, Int Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, STR Bojack, and then Tech Gohan. So, I mean, really, it's a pretty good banner. Like, all of these units are good and worth having. I guess, like, AGL Bardock is obviously the worst out of all of those, as much as it pains me to say, but he's a little bit outdated these days. He's still good. Like, people talk about him on the timeline nowadays like he's absolute trash, but he's still pretty decent. But he would definitely be the worst unit out of this selection. But I feel like this would be a pretty solid banner. The only problem with it, like I said at the beginning, is it's coming out like just before some of the hypest stuff that is going to hit global. Like, people have been excited for the release of the Tech Gogeta for quite some time, because, you know, the animations are amazing. He's the counterpart to SDR Vegito, and he's just really cool and fun to use. I can't wait to get him. And then, of course, Heroes coming out in the same month. Lots of people don't like Heroes. Lots of people get super hyped for it. You know, only comes once a year, guaranteed featured on the new units. We've got a ton of new Awakenings coming, but obviously, you know, don't have to summon for them. But they will be featured, so if you don't have the units that are Awakening, then you're more likely to get them if you summon. So, yeah, like I said, this banner definitely is not one that I would say summon on, unless you are a massive whale and you're missing, like, you know, you need dupes for every single unit, then it's probably worth chucking a couple of multis at it. But otherwise, I would say do not summon on this banner. Just use it as an opportunity to pick up any units that you really need with red coins. You know, maybe pick up a dupe. I always say in my, like, coin shop videos, I don't ever recommend buying the final copy of a unit, because you know the next time they come back on a banner, you're going to pull, like, them at least once. But yeah, do not summon on this banner. Let me know what you think down below of my prediction for what the banner is going to look like. If you think any of it will be different, let me know the changes that you think down below in the comment section. And yeah, let me know what you think for the upcoming Halloween Dokkan Festival. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.